I formally took my leave and marched out of his office. Ellipses followed closely behind. Again, you're always shocked, aren't you? Is nothing ever a shock to you? Your mouth is just always agape, as you put it lately. So, why didn't you tell me that Eli-sama is a Kobayashi? There's still a couple minutes left before class starts. But I did. No, you didn't. You said she's the granddaughter of the chairman of the board of trustees, as if I should know what the chairman even is. What a chairman even is. That's the thing. I mean, that's the thing. You never knew anything. Anyways, what's this question about in the first place? I got called into the principal's office just now. Because of the turnsees? Why else? And then the bell rang. Well, you did beat up a guy. Well, punch a guy. Ellipses reminded me. I completely forgot about Catherine. She was sitting behind me, so it was difficult to watch her throughout the class. Essentially, you just turned around during the whole class and just stared at her. I'm looking at you. I know what you did. Please love me. Anyways, let's turn back around and look at the teacher before he yells at us. Was she writing something or not? And how could I take a look at our notebook unnoticed? Strangely, I wasn't nervous at all. The night had brought an order of thoughts, and I found the entire situation more interesting than a cause for any real concern. The bell finally rang. That's the bell. Catherine stood up and left the classroom. Here was my chance. I slowly approached her desk, trying to look as inconspicuous as I could. Do. I'm just a normal student. Do. Ha! Anyways, I glared around. My classmates were milling and minding their own business. I leaned down, opened the notebook, flipped the pages. No handwriting was, the handwriting was totally different. But how and why? I didn't have any problems with Japanese hieroglyphs, of course, but this was something else entirely. The notes from yesterday was clearly written by a different person. I know, Kun! You bastard! Now I'm giving the principal's voice. What the fuck you doing, you bastard? Why is it every time I yell angrily, it has to be bastard? What are you doing, you fucker? Stop it! You're leading me to drinking. I stood at attention. Caught, exposed, defamed. Go to the teacher's room with Ivy-kun and bring the printouts to the next lesson. Because I'm too lazy. You bastards have sucked the will to live out of me. Drink. That was close. I looked down at Ivy. She stood with an indifferent air about her, staring out the window. Right now, I had a single desire. To get out of the classroom as quickly as possible. Hi. So, shall we go? I can go alone. She didn't even look in my direction. But we were sent together. I can manage alone. In any other situation, I would have gladly agreed with her. Listen, I understand really, but I've already been to the principal's office today, and I have no desire to go back. As you wish. Ivy shrugged her head and headed towards the door. Ellipses stayed behind, staring out into the grass field. The corridors were unexpectedly deserted. It was as if the students were hiding in their classes, preparing for something. Ivy walked in silence. Just look at how she's behaving. And that's just look at how she was behaving. And that's after I protected her yesterday. Some big hero you are. The awkward silence desperately demanded to be broken with a conversation. So, do you have to walk like this often? I couldn't think of anything better to ask. She raised her eyes and gave me a surprised look. For the first time ever. I achieved the desired effect then. Of course, I am the class representative, after all. Oh, yeah, right. Sumimasen. Silenced again. We just never really talk. I don't even know your name. Except I've been calling you that. Yeah, I've been calling you Ivy this whole time. Is that right? Why would you need it? You are the class president. Well, it's natural, isn't it? I'm Nick, by the way. Ivy became noticeably embarrassed, and it seemed like she couldn't bring herself to reply. Addressing one by the first name is a sign of familiarity for Japanese, especially in our specific situation. But it was far removed from all of these conventions. Kagome. Oh yeah, so again, Ivy's her first name, Kagomi's her last. She said quietly. What? Really? Oh no, is Kagome your first name? A loud laugh escaped me, and passing the girl, Kirsty gave me a wide berth. What's so funny? So her name's Kagome. Sweet, I don't have to call her Ivy anymore. She frowned. Nothing, it's just you understand that name's strange, right? Kagome is Japanese children's game and a song from it. This is the reason why Nick is surprised about the classmate's strange name. Kagome. I don't know, I heard it a lot. I didn't know it was a children's game and song. Not stranger than yours. What's wrong with my name exactly? It's a normal name. Nick or Nick or Nix if you wish. Or hey, see, I called it. Yeah, you're all the same. She seemed to be starting to get angry. We? Who? Ganjis? Yeah, dirty Americans, right? Or no, foreigners. Often derogatory, disdainful. Yeah, if you look up that or gringo, it just says dirty foreigner or something like that in it. Ganjis? No, the local morons. How rude. Kagome snorted and turned away. Listen, do you have a problem with me? I think it's you who's got problems. Oh, really? What are they, I wonder? Who's that new foreigner? I opened my mouth in surprise. Why would she ask that? Oh, why? It's 2 days now, and it's 2 days that you've been staring at her. Are you watching me? I would have to be blind not to notice. I mean, you were turned around in your seat, the whole class just staring at her. She responded unfazed. This is none of your business. Of course it isn't. Kagome grinned. But my life is not your business either, so why are you meddling? She had a point. It's a matter of speaking. Say you've known her before. Say you've been seeing each other. You've been seeing each other before. Yeah, you've known her before. We knew each other at a point, and we attended the same class. I say you've got an unhealthy interest towards your old acquaintance. So if I would have told her we dated, she would have been a bit more, oh, so you broke up. I don't know. I don't know, Kagome. Kagome, yeah, that is, I've heard that character name before. So I wonder if that's where it's all from. Why do you even start talking about her in the first place? It's not every day that we have a new student in our class, and such a striking foreigner at that. I'm a foreigner too, you know. She especially looked me up and down and snorted and said, yeah, sure. I knew it. Wrong features for a Japanese, but now everything's being refused a title on education. Are you always like this? I was starting to lose my temper. We've arrived. Wait here. Hey! How timely. As soon as I opened my mouth, Kagome entered the teacher's room and almost immediately came back with a big pile of papers. Carry it for me. All of it? It was going to be a comfortable. Maybe we'll split it in half. You know, that equal rights and everything. But you volunteered to go with me by yourself. No, I didn't. The teacher sent me, if you recall. All right, give it to me. I mean, the papers. Kagome attempted to take all the papers from me at once. Oh, no. This won't work either. Which of us would end up looking more pitiful in this situation? Wounded pride was propelling me forward, and so on the return trip was much faster. Ellipses beat me to the door anyways. I dropped the mound of papers on the teacher's desk with a thud, while Kagome was already back in their seat. Shouldn't that be her seat? Anyways, starting out the window as usual. I guess no one deserves to be bullied, but god damn it, I could almost understand those delinquents from yesterday. Ellipses looked at me disappointingly. Judging by the clock, it was less than a minute before the bell. Catherine's desk was empty. I turned to Michael, whose seat was next. Michael, another friend of ours. Hey, Michael! We know another guy! Sweet! So it's not all dames here. Did Catherine, the new girl, go somewhere?
Dude, I don't know. I was paying attention. It's just, I was drinking, all right.
Never mind, no reason. Could she have noticed that I opened her notebook? Nah, Catherine was absent from class the entire time. Did someone tell her?
Where did she leave?
I'm telling you, man. I don't know what's happening right now. I don't know why you're talking to me, Mr. Elephant. Why are you pink? Do you mean just a normal voice. Do you mean the new girl? I think she went to see the principal. A classmate overheard our conversation.
Ah, thanks.
I wanted to rush after her so much that the chair was virtually burning underneath me. But why? What would I tell her? The bell rang and my feet carried me to the door by themselves, past the teacher and out the corridor. I ran so far away. What the hell am I doing? Why all this? Why am I talking to myself out loud? The school became silent, frozen in awe before the insatiable might of pure knowledge. I was slowly creeping through the empty corridor towards the principal's office. If I were to run into some teacher now, I would have to explain myself all over again. On the other hand, arriving at his office on my own would be no way better. And there it was. I pressed my ear against the door, but it was silent on the other side. Which either meant Catherine and him were playing the silent game, or that she wasn't there. So what should I do now? It was too late to return to class. Ellipses laughed at my indecision. I wandered through the corridors and didn't even notice the point when I ended up in the old wing. Our school opened up right after the war and was rebuilt many times over, with new buildings being added as old ones fell to decay. If you were to ask me, this was uneconomical. Now, if they had torn down the old buildings to build new ones in their place, theoretically there shouldn't be anyone in this wing, but I suddenly heard music. A guitar. The sound was coming from judging by inspiration aboard, the old musical classroom. I opened the door slightly. Ah! If it wasn't Ellie Kobayashi. Kobayashi, isn't that a steak? Anyways, I certainly didn't expect to see her, of all people here. But she was playing the guitar, the melody was pleasant and exceedingly good. I didn't understand a thing or two about... I did understand a thing or two about music. And she herself seemed to be glowing with happiness at the moment, as if she wasn't the mannered princess who I ran into in the morning in the principal's office. Although lyrically digressing all the fine and dandy. So, what? I can't read. This chance slipped by. Now. What do we have here? The guitar was abruptly silent, and she regained the silence, disturbed only by applause. Oju-sama, I didn't know you were playing the guitar as well. Embarrassed, surprise, annoyance, resentment, all those emotions were flirting flight. She was pissed off. You? You? Please, pay no attention to me. Continue. You, what are you doing here? I've been following the song of a beautiful siren and couldn't even imagine it would have been you, Oju-sama. Enough! Off with his head! Ellie blurted off and stood up abruptly and froze as if not knowing what to do next. Come now, don't take this the wrong way. I just didn't think someone like you who would play the guitar. I simply don't associate this instrument with you. Wow, what happened to my voice? Hold on. Ooh. I play the violin too. She interrupted me. Really? Well, now that's cool. Actually, I do really find that impressive when people play the guitar. I mean the violin. And why aren't you in class? You probably guessed why, but why are you skipping class? I'm not skipping. We got a break. Alright. I grinned. You don't have to make excuses to me of all people. I'm not making excuses, and you should watch your behavior. What were you doing at the principal's office this morning? I came for tea. In any case, it's none of your beeswax. I didn't want to be rude, but that's how it ended up sounded. It actually is, seeing as I'm the granddaughter. I'm aware. She gave me a surprised look. What's wrong? Is it a secret? No, it's not a secret, of course. Even so. At this moment, I heard voices coming from behind the door. Hide! Ellie whispered agitatedly. Why? You're on break, and I'm used to it. I said casually, but did lower my voice. She did not reply, only looked at me with pleading eyes instead. She probably had her reasons. Yeah, let's hide. Yeah. So I got points with her? Very well, but I don't see... it's weird saying points with her. That sounds very chauvinistic, but... Very well, but I don't see anywhere to hide that we could hide. In here. She grabbed my hand and dragged me over to a small door that escaped my immediate sight. A narrow storeroom hidden behind it. You mean just like that? For a moment I froze. There definitely was enough room for two. Get in already! However, she clearly thought otherwise, literally pushed me inside and then followed. Great! We were now packed in like sardines, and this place reeked. However, the stench and dampness, dust, decay were being drowned out by the aroma of Ellie's perfume. A truly killer combination. The door opened and several people walked in. Ah, I think I heard someone now. Aye, what are you talking about, you fucker? It's been years of dementia. Quit drinking. Admittedly, I've been drinking too, but this fucking school. The principal was talking to one of the teachers. Ha, I'm not hearing things. I'm old, the curse, you bastard, and quit drinking yourself. But I'm still more than capable to kick your ass. Heavens no, you bastard. I didn't mean anything of the sort. Anyways, the ramshackle place is long overdue for being demolished. A third voice joined the conversation. Ugh, this ramshackle place you call it. The principal let out a sigh so loud I could hear it even from inside the storage room. I can remember coming here as a young teacher right after the war now. The Great War, if you would, you bastard. Actually, it was the War of 1812 now. Anyway, you bastard, exchanged the rifle for a pointer, and you could say the chalk stick replaced my rounds. It appeared we had quite a sentimental principal. I shifted my gaze towards Ellie. She had turned red and like a boiled lobster, her breathing growing gasping and flailing. This was not the best situation. Even if she played the guitar, it still didn't mean she'd be very experienced with, well, you know. Wait, what? Even though she played the guitar, it doesn't mean that she'd be very experienced with, well, you know. What, being next to guys? But who was I to judge? Certainly I had been going out with Kathleen and even managed to get used to her, but Oh, I see. She's not used to being close to guys? That's weird. In front, she was rubbing... Oh, never mind. In front, she was rubbing against me. She unzipped me and gave me a handy. No, you're talking about her boobs, aren't you, you pervert? My heart throbbing began to beat faster. Ellie raised her frightened eyes towards me. I made a face that, in my opinion, meant quiet. She seemed to understand. Meanwhile, the principal continued to elucidate. And after that, you say, this is our cultural heritage, you bastard. It should be made into a museum. Certainly, certainly. Whatever you say, you insane senile man. Let's just get the fuck out of here. Yeah, forgive me. It seems I got carried away again. The moment that the door closed behind him, Ellie burst out of the storeroom. I stepped out behind her. She's no longer rubbing me.
It had been tight in there.
She looked at me woozy. Tight, you pervert! You groped me everywhere!
I didn't even touch you.
Grope me with your eyes, then. I could see, I could feel it, undressing me, caressing me slowly, gently caressing my skin. What are we talking about? Calm the fuck down, lady. Calm your tits down. How could I grope you when... Wow, okay, I'll be right back. My throat is going. I need whiskey. I'll be back. Okay, I'm back. We're yelling with Ellie, who had her boobles all up in our business, and she's upset about it.
Calm down, would you? How could I grope you with my eyes? And it was your idea to hide there in the first place.
Yes, but...
Enough said. Calm your tits.
A sad expression crossed Ellie's face, and she lowered her gaze. It's unfitting for a young lady to behave like this, isn't it? She smiled sadly.
Well, I'm not the best person to give advice in these matters, but if you were to ask me,
I say it was nothing wrong with playing the guitar. You must like music a lot, right? Yes. This time her smile was genuine. Then I don't see a problem. A bell sounded in the distance, signaling the start of break. All right, I gotta go. See you. And then, parting a smile, she shot me utterly disarming. I was left standing alone in an empty musical classroom of the school's old wing. What a strange girl. Ellipses played the xylophone as we departed. How long is this demo, by the way? I've been playing for about 2.5 hours. Meanwhile, because of this entire musical story, I completely forgot why I ended up here in the first place. I was looking for Catherine. I had absolutely no desire to head back to class where I couldn't expect another scolding. Anyways, skipping would have been one thing, but running out of the classroom right in front of the teacher. No, thank you.